Manuel, the MBUX is quite a revolution. Can you show us around?
Of course I can. If you will, we can start on the left-hand side with the instrument cluster. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you got the touch control. Do you see it in the middle? With this, you can swipe up and down, left and right, and configure the instrument cluster to your liking. There are 3 areas where you can configure: leftmost, middle, and rightmost, and also a different menu where you can switch applications. For each application, there's different content actually for the sites. So if you go into the trip application, you can get the with back
with
home. Okay,
home.
Right now.
Okay.
Yes,
and
yes.
The trip.
Trip, of course.
Okay.
And if you swipe in the middle once up and press, then you can enter the all-new full-screen mode for the trip itinerary.
For the all the type of the information?
We have it for trip and for navigation. For navigation, you would have a full-screen map in this content. You could also try it if you want to. Just go back.
Back. Okay.
Open with home.
With home. Okay.
Go to navigation.
Okay.
Swipe once up and enter full-screen map display.
Perfect.
Yeah, it looks really nice. You can configure the instrument cluster to your liking. All the tubes, the layout is stored in your profile, where we come back to later. If you misconfigure it in any way, you can always long press the back button for a certain amount of time, and then it will reset to the default layout.
Where does it store the information? On the key or the
No, it's stored locally on the car. It's not on the key. And then it's stored in the profile. Your profile is stored in the car.
Okay. Where can I switch the profile?
Profiles can be switched in the center display up here. You say your profile name. And this is the menu where you can create profiles, switch profiles, or even change something in your profile where you can edit the name. You can reset it to factory details or factory defaults. You can even delete it if you want to, or you can edit a setup assistant. This is all profiles.
So if I come, now it's set to my profile, and now my wife comes to the car, she have to go to the menu?
No, she doesn't. That's a benefit I can show you right now. But if you are back in the car, you might experience it on startup. If there are multiple profiles, there's a special screen that is shown where you can select your profile before you actually into the system. There you can select, your wife can select her profile, you can select your profile, and you never have to start the system in the wrong profile, because if you are in your wife's profile, or other way around actually, and you change your stuff, then it's stored into your profile. And so we got around that, because you select the profile beforehand.
Okay. So if multiple users are driving the car, the first thing is selecting the profile.
Yes, but you can also disable it. For instance, if your wife uses your car once in a month, you can disable the screen to not have to confirm your profile every time.
Okay.
That's possible.
I can configure the profile also for my children, so that
they can all have a profile, yes.
And they cannot. I can set the profile so they don't cannot drive too fast.
Sadly, no. There's no limit included in our profiles now.
Okay.
But keep that in mind as a feature for next time.
Okay. So why the touchscreen?
Touchscreen. Yeah. We get often asked why and why now. It is just the issue that now we have the technology to make a touchscreen great and in a way that we are comfortable with it. Because we could have released touchscreen earlier, but we are now at the point where the technology fits our standards, so we can make a system that we really are proud in, that we want to release, and that we can actually give into the hands of the customer with confidence. And we are now at this point, and that's why we developed this system now.
What is so good about this touchscreen?
The touchscreen itself, in particular, touchscreen interaction is really fast and intuitive. For instance, if you go to navigation and you want to look around on the map, you can also do this with the 2 touch input devices, with a touch control on the steering wheel and with a touch pad in the middle console. But on the touchscreen, it's just like the users know it from their iPhone, from their mobile phone, from whatever. You can just use your hands and zoom in, zoom out. You could also rotate the map if it's not set into a different, like north up.
And it simply works.
Yes, and you have a great performance. And if I go far enough out and maybe go to split, and we are like in you see the 3D animated boats, and we also have for landmarks, you see like here, we have 3D animated buildings, all around in real time.
Can I get tourist guidance? So what is the name of this building?
It should, yeah, you get roughly the addresses, but it's
So it's
not
only
like
the address.
Yes.
It cannot show me.
I know I cannot show you which church it is now.
Okay. For the next time.
Yeah, I will keep that in mind for next time.
Okay.
Okay. What else is great in general is the performance of our system, which you can also experience over here in the settings application, where we have the 3D rendered car, which you can also freely just try around, just turn it. You can even zoom in to look at your rims or look at the nice new headlights. It all also rendered in real time.
So this is something that you will have on the internet. For the
Possibly, yes.
Oh, okay. Can you comment the Audi haptic touchscreen?
Haptic touchscreen in the Audi, we are aware of it, but for this release, we don't have it. For further release, I can't give you information, but we are aware of Audi, of course.
So you are discussing the possibilities to install it?
I can't give you information on this, sadly, but we are aware of the new technologies of other brands, of course.
Okay. Can you say a few words about the future of the infotainment?
Well,
what can we expect?
First off, this is in fresh release, and we might upgrade it in the meantime because this is a new generation. So the only way we can go from this is up. So it can only be better. First step is, for instance, the voice. You know about the natural language understanding, and since it's a cloud-based service and it learns, this will improve on its own just by the users that use it. And the rest of the system, we might improve it in the near future. I can't give you a timeline or any specifics, but like I said, it's just the beginning. So we might do more.
But some other technology is coming, maybe, or no?
Give me for instance.
We saw that Bosch systems that you can just swipe through the air and something.
We are also. You mean like something like gesture control? We are also aware of it, but I can't give you any specifics if we're working on anything right now.
Okay. Can you tell me this voice control? How is it learning?
Okay.
The whole system is learning.
Yeah, the whole system is learning the user's behavior and can give you suggestions based on that. The voice is a different story. It works like this: you give voice input. The voice input, if your system is connected like this one, the voice input is delivered to the cloud. If you accepted the terms and agreements beforehand, it's important, and there it is interpreted. And this service on this end, it can learn. So if you use phrases that are rarely used, they get more and more reliable because the more people use it or the more different phrases they use, the more wider the possible phrases are. So like the sheet Marco showed before in the presentation, we already have a wide array of possible input, but there's also stuff that we're not aware of because the customer uses different phrases and they get stored, and then the system learns from this usage and might know those in the future.
So we can say that every customer, every driver is some kind of test driver for you.
Well, you could see it this way, or you can see it this way, that everyone who drives an A-Class is part of improving its own product.
In Slovenian language, it's not functioning at the moment, right?
It is not functioning in Slovenian, but you can use the voice in like other languages, for instance, English. Yes.
So if we Slovenian drivers would like to use Slovenian language, what should we do?
You can set the system to Slovenian actually, then the texts are Slovenian, but for the voice we might need to do an update on our sites, which I also can give you specifics on any timeline or anything. We are aware of the limited amount of languages, and yes, we have it in our minds, but right now we are limited to the available languages.
But is it a matter of dictionaries that you have to install it in the system,
it actually is a matter of the service which you need to extend, I suppose. It's not a matter of dictionaries per se, but like I explained before, the NLU service, we need to extend this further because we are just at launch. And like I said, we can only improve ourselves, and this is a solid basis we're starting on, and from this we are improving.
So you can say, when can we expect?
I can't give you sadly, I can't give you any timeline for this. No.
Okay. Is there anything specific I should know from the MBUX as well?
Well, what
some important functions?
Important functions? Know? Well, everything is important for us. Everything you want to do is important. The you is the important part. So you can integrate your phone. We have a native app for that. You have, of course, we have navigation. You can use tuner media from different sources, like USB devices and Bluetooth audio. We have comfort application, which controls ambient light, which controls massage, which controls seat functions. We give you some information on the vehicle, like engine data or the actual information on consumption, where you get a time graph for this.
Can you show me how to reset the fuel consumption, average fuel consumption?
This one?
Yes.
This one you can't reset it because it's always a timed scale from start to the maximum time that you set it. The rest of the consumption features would be in the IC, where you can,
okay, so here, okay.
How you know it beforehand, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
this is just information.
When I was driving, I wanted to reset it, and I asked Mercedes to reset the average fuel consumption.
I can
understand.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Apart from that, we also have some apps integrated, like our own Mercedes Me and Inca Office are just examples.
Okay.
Hungry Coffee Hotel suggests you or gives you the possibility to search for hotels, for cafes, and for restaurants.
And this system is based on the Nokia here integration?
The map,
the
yes. Map content is developed by here, yes, correct.
Okay, okay. Why shouldn't I use Siri? Why should I use Mercedes and not Siri?
Well, for instance, Siri can control your ambient light.
Okay.
We have the because we control Hey Mercedes, we have the seamless integration to the car, so there's no border there. You don't have you don't even need to have your phone with you, and you can still use MBUX. That's the great thing with you. And
but can Mercedes play music from my Apple Music, for example?
If you have your iPhone connected as Bluetooth media source, yes.
For the media source, okay.
Yes.
If I connect it to the by cable, to charge it, for example?
Then it should appear under USB devices, for instance.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And I can use the Apple Music with voice control?
Yes.
Okay.
If the library is correctly built, then yes.
Okay, well...
Any more questions? Do you have questions, for instance, about stuff like themes? Do you hear about the themes?
No? No.
Themes is one part of personalization. You reach it by swiping down in this dimension. First thing you get is suggestions, which are based on your usage of the system. So if you always call your wife on your way home, your wife is suggested here.
So some kind of shortcuts.
Not shortcuts, is it because shortcuts you need to prepare. Those the system prepares for you based on how you use it. So it learns from you and gives you what you may want or what you really need.
So the system predicts
Yes, correctly. The next thing are the themes. Themes are pretty nice because you can set up your theme for you, which is, I prepared one theme, for instance, if you are on your way home and you need, I want to drive a little more sporty, then I prepared a more sporty theme. And then if you activate it, your style switches to sport. You get the engine screen. In the final product, you also get the drive program stored.
So the sport mode is...
Sport mode would be activated if you saved it, yes. You can try it in the car, if you are back in the car already.
Okay, I will.
There's an array of features that is stored. You can actually look at what is stored. If you go into the create theme mode and look at the settings, you can see what is all possible to store in one theme and can be activated thus with the press of one button. Just activate your theme. And the last thing for personalization in this overlay is the favorites, which is the basic shortcut.
The shortcuts.
So these three parts are personalization. Aside from storing all the layout in your profile, you also get this. So personalization is a huge factor in this system because, like I said, it's centered around the user. The user is the most important part in the car.